What if every stone, every drop of water, every blade of grass had a soul? What if harming any of them was an act of violence that would cost you your liberation? 500 years before Christ, one man took this idea seriously, and what he built is still alive today. Is a monk walking through the streets of an Indian city? He moves slowly, deliberately, sweeping the ground before each step with a small broom, not because the path is dirty, but because insects might be there, and he will not kill them. His mouth is covered with a thin white cloth, not because of pollution, but because he will not accidentally inhale and kill the microscopic creatures in the air. He owns nothing. He wears nothing or only a single white robe. He has cut off his own hair by pulling it out from the roots, strand by strand, because cutting it would harm the hair itself. This is a Jain monk, and to understand what he is doing and why, you need to understand one of the most radical, most consistent, most philosophically rigorous traditions in the history of human thought in this journey. We have used the most advanced artificial intelligence techniques to reconstruct ancient India, the life of Mahavira, and the extraordinary world of Jainism, bringing it to life in cinematic scenes that have never been seen before. You will not just hear this history, you will enter it in this journey. We will do something special, using advanced artificial intelligence techniques. We have transformed ancient civilizations, thinkers, scientists, and philosophers into vivid, lifelike scenes. So you will not merely listen to the history of thought, you will witness it as closely as it has ever been. Sintichi world into which Jainism was Bel Arona. 6th century BC in northern India was an age of extraordinary spiritual restlessness. The Brahmin priests of the Vedic tradition had accumulated enormous social and religious power, elaborate, expensive, and often bloody sacrifices were the currency of divine favor. The caste system locked every human being into a birth determined, station from which there was no escape, and the philosophical questions that mattered most. Why do we suffer? How can we be truly free? Were being answered with increasingly complex ritual systems that seemed to benefit the priests far more than the people. Into this world, two great figures emerged almost simultaneously, within a few decades of each other, in the same region of northeastern India. One was Siddhartha Gautama, who would become the Buddha. The other was Vardhamana, who would become Mahavira. Both were born into the warriorable Kshatriya class. Both rejected the Brahmin religious establishment. Both sought liberation through personal discipline and insight rather than ritual sacrifice. But what they found, and what they taught, was profoundly different. Mahavira. The great Hera Vardhamana was born around 599 BC in Vaishali, in what is today the state of Bihar in northeastern India. His family was noble, his upbringing comfortable at 30 years old. Following the example of a long tradition of spiritual seekers, he made the most radical decision of his life. He left home, he left his family, his wealth, his social position. He renounced everything for 13 years. Vardhamana subjected himself to a discipline of almost unimaginable austerity. He wandered naked through the forests in villages of India, enduring cold and heat, hunger and thirst, insults and attacks, without reacting, without complaint, without seeking comfort. He spoke very little. He harmed nothing, not animals, not insects, not the plants he walked among. He was testing the absolute limits of human self-discipline, seeking to burn away through sheer willpower all the karmic material that he believed was clinging to his soul and preventing its liberation. Then, after 13 years, it happened sitting in deep meditation under a sala tree. Vardhamana attained Kavala absolute, omniscient knowledge. He knew everything. All his past lives stretching back across immeasurable time, the nature of all matter and all souls, the structure of the cosmos in its entirety. He had become a Jina, a conqueror, not a conqueror of kingdoms or armies, but a conqueror of his own desires, passions, and ignorance. From Jina comes the name of the tradition, Jainism, and from this title, Mahavira, the great hero, comes the name by which this extraordinary man is known to history. Mahavira was not, according to Jain teaching, the founder of a new religion. He was the 24th Tirthankara, a fort maker, one who finds the crossing point from the ocean of suffering to the shore of liberation of the current cosmic cycle before him. 23 others had found this crossing and taught it to humanity. The first of these, in the current age, was Rishabha, who lived in an almost unimaginably distant past. Mahavira was the last after him in this cosmic cycle. No more Tirthankaras will come. The path has been shown. What each soul does with it is up to that soul alone. He, universe without God. Before we go further into Mahavira's teaching, we must confront its most startling claim. Jainism does not believe in a creator God, not a personal God who made the universe, who intervenes in history, who answers prayers, who rewards the good and punishes the evil. The universe, according to Jain philosophy, is eternal. It was not created. It will not be destroyed. It simply is an infinite, beginningless, endless reality governed not by divine will, but by natural law. This is not atheism in the modern Western sense. Jainism does not deny the existence of divine beings. In fact, it posits a whole category of divine existence souls who have achieved complete liberation, who dwell in a realm of infinite consciousness, knowledge, and bliss at the very top of the universe. These are the siddhas, the perfect ones, but they do not intervene in the world. They do not answer prayers. They cannot. A liberated soul has no karma, no attachment, no relationship with the world of becoming. It simply exists in its own perfection, like a lamp that illuminates everything around it without doing anything. The Tirthankaras, those who find the crossing, are revered and worshipped in Jain temples. Their stone images sit in perfect stillness, their eyes half closed in meditation, their faces radiating a peace that no human disturbance can reach. Jains worship before these images, not to ask for anything, but to contemplate the ideal, the state of perfect liberation that every soul can, in principle, achieve. Taishi soul and the cosmos, a universe made of SOS. Jain cosmology is one of the most detailed and systematic in the history of philosophy. The universe consists of two fundamental categories: Jiva soul, life, consciousness, and Ajiva. That which is without soul, Ajiva, comprises matter, Pudgala, the principle of motion; Dharma, the principle of rest; Adharma, space, Akasha; and time, Kala. But the most radical and distinctive claim of Jain philosophy is about Jiva, about where souls are found. In Jainism, souls are not confined to human beings or even to animals. Every living being has a soul. Plants have souls. Insects have souls. Microscopic creatures have souls. And then comes the truly radical extension. Earth has a soul. Water has a soul. Fire has a soul. Every stone, every river, every flame, each is inhabited by a living being, a jiva, possessing consciousness in varying degrees of development. This is not poetry or metaphor. It is a rigorous philosophical claim with profound practical consequences. If every stone has a soul, then striking a stone is an act of violence. If every plant has a soul, then pulling a plant from the earth is an act of violence. If the earth itself has a soul, then plowing a field disturbing millions of earth-bodied beings is an act of violence. This is why Jain monks sweep the ground before them. This is why they filter their water. This is why they will not eat after dark, when insects might fall into the food unseen. This is why many traditional Jains do not practice agriculture, because plowing involves too much inevitable harm to earth-bodied beings. Karma matter that sticks to the soul, mechanism by which souls become trapped in the cycle of birth and death, and the mechanism by which they can be freed is karma. But Jain karma is radically different from karma in Hinduism or Buddhism and Jainism. Karma is not merely an abstract moral law or a record of good and bad deeds. Karma is a physical substance, actual matter. Actual atoms of a special kind when a person acts, speaks, or even thinks with passion with desire, anger, pride, or deceit. Karma particles from the surrounding universe are attracted to the soul and stick to it. These karmic particles darken the soul's natural luminosity, obscure its natural omniscience, and weigh it down, preventing it from rising to its natural state of liberation. The soul, in its pure state, is perfect. It knows everything, it sees everything. It is infinitely blissful, but covered in layer after layer of karmic matter accumulated over countless lifetimes. It cannot perceive its own nature. It is like a mirror caked with dust. The mirror's capacity to reflect is undiminished, but nothing can be seen in it. The causes of karmic influx are specific and precise. Ignorance, avidya; anger, krodha; greed, labha; pride, moda; and delusion, maya. Each passion attracts different types of karma, and each act of violence against any living being, however small, generates karma that binds the soul more tightly to the wheel of rebirth. Liberation requires two things simultaneously: stopping the influx of new karma and burning away the karma already accumulated. The path to both is the famous 3 jewels of Jainism Triratna, which are right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. Te 3 jewels: right faith, right knowledge, right Sion right faith. Samyag Darshana is the starting point. It is the correct perception of reality, the recognition that the soul exists, that liberation is possible, that the path taught by the Tirthankaras leads to it. It is not mere belief, but a direct intuition of the truth. A fundamental reorientation of one's relationship with the world. Right knowledge, Samyag Janana, is understanding the nature of reality precisely as it is, without distortion, doubt, or misunderstanding. The Jain classification of knowledge is one of the most sophisticated epistemological systems in the history of philosophy. There are 5 types of valid knowledge: sensory knowledge, scriptural knowledge, clairvoyance, telepathy, and omniscience. Kavala. Only the Tirthankaras possess the last. All other knowledge is partial, perspectival, and subject to limitation. This is the foundation of one of Jainism's most original philosophical contributions. The doctrine of Sayadvaita, the theory of relative predication, sometimes called the doctrine of perhaps or maybe. The insight is this: any statement about reality is necessarily made from a particular perspective, with particular limitations. No single perspective can capture the full truth of any object, which has infinite aspects. Therefore, every judgment must be prefaced with the word sayad, from one perspective, or, in a certain respect, from one perspective. This thing is real from another. It is not real from yet another. It is both real and not real from yet another. It cannot be spoken of at all. This is not skepticism or relativism. It is a rigorous recognition of the perspectival nature of all finite knowledge and a call to humility, tolerance, and openness to the perspectives of others. The Sayadvada doctrine is one of the great contributions of Jain philosophy to world thought. It is, in a remarkable way, a philosophical basis for nonviolence in discourse, just as ahimsa is the basis for nonviolence in action. Right conduct, Samyaj Charitra, is the practical expression of right faith and right knowledge in daily life. For Jain monks and nuns, right conduct means 5 great vows: ahimsa, nonviolence toward all living beings; satya, truthfulness; asteya, non-stealing; brahmacharya, celibacy; and aparigraha, non-possessiveness, the complete renunciation of all property. Ahimsa, the beating heart of Jainism. Of these 5 vows, the first is supreme: ahimsa, non-harm, non-violence, the absolute, unconditional refusal to injure any living being by thought, word, or deed. This is not a counsel of prudence or a social contract. It flows directly from the metaphysical conviction that every being, every human, every animal, every insect, every earth-bodied organism possesses a soul that is, at its core, identical in nature to every other soul. To harm another being is to harm a soul, and since all souls are equally precious, equally capable of liberation, equally deserving of freedom from suffering, no act of violence can ever be justified. The practical consequences are extraordinary. A Jain monk of the Digambara sect, the sect of the sky-clad. The naked ones owns literally nothing, no clothing. Because clothing is a possession, no begging bowl. Because even that is an attachment. He eats only what is placed directly in his hands, only once a day. Only food that has been prepared anyway for other purposes, so that no living being was killed specifically for him. He walks barefoot. Carefully, he does not light fires. He strains his drinking water. He speaks minimally, because speaking can harm beings in the air. As Svetambara monks, the white-clad keep a simple white robe and a small broom to sweep their path, and a mouthcloth to protect the air they breathe. They study, they teach, they engage with the lay community, but the commitment to ahimsa is absolute for both. Teach ye two great sects, naked and doubly astially after Mahavira's death around 527 BC. Jainism spread rapidly through northern India. The Mauryan emperor Chandragupta, the grandfather of Ashoka, converted to Jainism and made it effectively the royal religion. This gave the tradition an extraordinary platform. But within 2 centuries, a significant dispute had arisen among the monastic community. The question seemed simple. Should monks wear clothes? The Digambara skyclad, naked position held that since Mahavira himself practiced nudity as the ultimate expression of non-possessiveness, any monk who wore clothing was holding back from complete liberation. Furthermore, they argued, since women cannot practice nudity in public, women cannot achieve liberation in this lifetime. They must wait to be reborn, as meant the Svetambara position disagreed. Nothing in the scriptures explicitly forbids clothing. They argued, and one of the 24 Tirthankars Mawanith was, they insisted, women are fully capable of liberation. This dispute, which seems almost absurdly narrow, actually reflects a deep philosophical disagreement about the nature of total renunciation, the body, and the possibility of complete non-attachment while remaining within the social world. Both traditions coexist to this day in India, and both have produced extraordinary philosophical, literary, and artistic traditions. Jainism's gift to the world, ahimsa, and Jainism's greatest gift to the world may not be its monasteries or its temples. It may be idea of ahimsa itself, nonviolence, as an absolute moral principle which entered the bloodstream of Indian thought so deeply that it became one of the foundations of modern Indian civilization. Mahatma Gandhi, though Hindu by birth and tradition, was deeply influenced by Jainism. The Jain merchant communities of Gujarat, Gandhi's home region, were among the most devout and disciplined practitioners of ahimsa in the world. Gandhi absorbed their example from childhood, the idea that nonviolence was not passive, but active, that it required tremendous courage, discipline, and willingness to suffer without retaliation. This came directly from the Jain tradition, and Gandhi's satyagraha, the force of truth, was ahimsa, translated into political action. Albert Schweitzer's philosophy of reverence for life, the idea that all life is sacred and deserving of moral consideration, resonates deeply with the Jain tradition, though Schweitzer developed it independently, and the modern animal rights movement, ecological ethics, and the growing global consciousness about the suffering of sentient beings all draw from a moral spring that Jainism helped to create. 25 Me. Centuries ago Jainism Toda there are approximately 4 to 6 million Jains in the world, a tiny fraction of humanity, but a tradition of extraordinary cultural and intellectual vitality. The great majority live in India, concentrated in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Karnataka, and Maharashtra. Jain communities have historically been associated with trade and commerce, partly because the strict ahimsa rules eliminated many occupations: farming, butchering, military service, and naturally channeled Jains toward commerce, banking, and jewelry. Jain temples are among the most beautiful buildings in India. The white marble temples of Palatana in Gujarat, rising on a sacred hill, are one of the architectural wonders of the world. Inside, the serene stone images of the Tirthankaras sit in perfect stillness, their eyes half open, their faces the faces of those who have gone beyond all desire and all suffering. Monk still sweeps the ground before him as he walks. He still covers his mouth, still owns nothing in a world of infinite noise and infinite acquisition. He moves through the streets like a message from a different kind of reality, one in which the soul is real. Liberation is possible, and every living being deserves to be harmed by nothing and no one. See you in the past.